Got in my car and raced like a jet all the way to you. Knocked on your door with heart in my head to ask you a question. 'Cause I know that you're an old-fashioned man. Yeah, yeah. Can I have your daughter for the rest of my life? Say yes, 'cause I need to know. You say I'll never get your blessing till the day I die. Tough luck, my friend, but the answer is no. Why you gotta be so rude? Don't you know I'm human too? Why you gotta be so rude? I'm gonna marry you anyway.
So people feel the need to create something beautiful, and beyond any worldly reason, I feel like for me, I have a need to like design something beautiful or make art that's beautiful or music. So where does the capacity of beauty come from, and where does beauty fit into who we are?
Well, the thing I find most beautiful is connections between people. So I think the most beautiful things in life come from emotion and connection between us as human beings. So I think that beauty comes in the form of love and loyalty and parenthood and all those things. So to me, it comes from within, and when you experience it, it comes back to you.
Where do you think it comes from?
I think it comes from within. I think that you see it in children when they're born, and it actually turns into more of a struggle to keep it once you get older, to focus on the beauty instead of the problems in life.
All right. How do you describe yourself?
I like to think of myself, and I don't know if I accomplish this fully, but I like to think of myself as kind of the quiet, confident force. I like to be in a supportive role of somebody else. I feel the best when I'm helping the people I love. And I don't necessarily need things or really want things to be focused on me necessarily. I like to, I continually find myself in the place of second, and I feel comfortable there. So I see myself as sort of not a flashy individual that people notice, but I see myself as sort of a quieter, behind the scenes force, and I'm comfortable there.
Have you always been that way? And are those learned or installed?
That's a good question. When I was a kid, a lot of times I was the center of attention with my parents. I was the only girl, and my mom and dad, I was the oldest, and so I was sort of the focus of a lot of attention. And I think I did like that. I liked that they were focused on me, but I don't know, as I got older, I don't necessarily like the stuff that's big and grand and focused on me. I like the things that are sort of quietly meaningful. And like Dad, he's actually had to push me to go for the big and grand things because I'm hesitant about that. So I think my parents tried to tell me, okay, you can do anything. You can be the center of attention and be comfortable with that. But I don't think it ever really took. With you kids, where I took my where I felt good about things is that my childhood was kind of uneven. And it was like, okay, we're hungry here, we're really taken care of for a bit here, or we were in the middle of fighting here, or we were in a good situation here, and it was up and down. I really wanted you guys to have like solid food in the refrigerator, someone who always remembered what appointments you had, or what assignments were due, or someone who was like stabilizing. And that sounds like a boring thing to be, but to me that was the thing that a mom should be. And so that's how I kind of see myself, as maybe not the one who thinks of the big fabulous thing to do, but the one who you knew would remember that you needed your gym shorts, something like that. So, and I take pride in that.
You take pride in taking care of others?
Particularly my kids. I want to be that solid thing where they can focus on, I want them to try to be special and do whatever they want, but I want them to feel like they come from a place of solidity.
What advice would you give yourself at 20 years old, or my age?
Talking back to myself as a
20-year-old?
20-year-old?
20 years ago, what advice would you give? Mainly I would tell myself that it's all going to be okay, that all these things that you're doing now will pay off later. Keep working hard and believing in the things that seem like the right thing to you, and go with that. I sometimes doubted whether I would be a good journalist, or whether people would take me seriously, or whether I was going down the right path. And there really isn't a bad path, it's how you take it. So you're gonna make mistakes along the way, but it's gonna be fine. That you're supposed to go in the direction you're going, and just focus on solving the problems in front of you. And if you find a spot you don't like, you have complete power to change it. Really just confidence. Did you stress about what you wanted to be when you were my age, or?
Yes. I was undeclared in college for 3 years. I didn't know. I knew that I liked stories, I liked reading, but I didn't know the practical aspect. And I didn't want to be a lawyer or a teacher. And that my mom wanted me to be a teacher. And I didn't really have an interest in being a lawyer, and that's what they said you could do with an English degree. So I kind of wanted to be an English major, because I like story, and I like themes and side stories and symbolism and all those things. And when I finally found journalism, I found a way to latch onto that. So even though I'm not a journalist anymore, I think that's still where my identity lies, in the understanding story.
Okay, so 20 years from now, what in society would be laughed at and ridiculed 20 years from now?
Tattoo sleeves. Those are horrible. They're just awful. We're gonna have a bunch of 80-year-olds walking around with those. I hope our obsession with race, I hope we're further along. I hope it's like the shift in acceptance of homosexuality in my lifetime. That's been a 180 in my time of growing up. I'd like to see that. It feels like we're going in the wrong direction on that. But I would like that to be kind of a, whoa, weird. People thought of each other differently. People locked their doors when a black kid walked by. Why would they do that? It's probably pie in the sky, but I'd like to think that. What else would be left at? A lot of the gadgets that we think are cool and innovative, cell phones, they won't even know what those are in 20 years probably. It'll be something different. And that's exciting. I think I lived in the best time to watch technology happen, because I'm living in a time when things that were not possible are possible on a regular basis. Every month there's something that makes something possible that didn't used to be. And I think that might slow down. But for me, it's like turning on the lights every month. So technology will probably be silly. Cars, maybe. I kind of think cars are here to stay, but I think the way cars operate will change quite a bit in 20 years. And we'll be like, why the hell were we driving cars? We kill each other when we drive cars. So maybe that.
So on that point in the future, the internet, we think, the internet brings people together, but it also has the counter effect where people can get with other people that are like-minded, and it has an opposite effect of tolerance. And we just elected a president during a time when more fake news is published than real news.
Mm-hmm.
This is on Facebook.
Yeah.
So the question is, will the internet make us more tolerant or less tolerant in the future?
I'm quite worried about the current state. I'm worried that the internet is pulling people into these little silos of I just read what I want to read and I believe what I want to believe. I think the downfall of the media in its current form is it's tragic. I think people are going to be less informed than they've been for the last 25 years. I think we've actually gone through a golden age of information where it was pretty easy to tell what was real and what wasn't. I think we are going into a little bit of a scary time of spin. But I'm not one of those people that it has to go back to the way it was. I think you can never go back to the way it was, and you never should. But I think your generation is going to have to figure out how to tack down truth better. And I don't know what form it's going to be in, whether it's going to be in ways to verify information, new ways, but if it doesn't happen, you're going to have people en masse making really bad decisions. And this president is just one example.
What do you want to do before you die?
Dad and I have lots of plans. Mostly we talk about travel, going to places. Yeah, I want to go to all kinds of places that sort of bend my mind like Morocco did. I want to spend a lot of time with you guys and your kids. That's, you think of the things that you look forward to. And I look forward to lots of years with Dad and lots of travel and finding new ways to find meaning. I think he and I, once you guys are really out, might find some ways to contribute in other ways. I find myself really bothered by kids in foster care and things like that. I can see myself wanting to do more on a few topics, particularly when we have so much. I would like to do more on that when my life calms down a little bit. But really travel and spending time with you guys and your kids and keeping up with what's going on with you. That's really, in my future, that's what I envision. I forgot the original question. Am I on it?
Oh yeah, you're on it.
Okay.
Where do you want to go?
We want to do like the Germany and some of the Nordic places. We've never done that. It's real expensive to go to like Sweden and stuff, but we've talked about there. I am interested in like the Nepal areas that Dad was interested in. South Africa. That would be cool. Where else? Brazil one day. Brazil or some of those other countries. Argentina. Some of those South American countries that are different than Mexico. I'm less interested in the Asian countries in general, China, but I do think I'll eventually go to China with Dad and Wendy. Because I think she'll be able to show us. I would like to see the Great Wall of China. That sounds amazing. I'd like to see that. But yeah, as many trips as we can pack in is kind of the plan. And that's kind of outrageous to be able to actually do, but I think we're going to be able to.
Why do you think you're not interested in the Asian part of the world?
I think it's just the aesthetic, like the art and the style of the things. I find the European and the Nordic and the African. I guess I mentioned South Africa, like the African, Middle Eastern. Turkey and all that. I find those places more interesting. I think just because of the way the art looks and the food and stuff like that. So it's probably not at all. It's probably way cooler than I think. So I have a feeling we'll do it, and then we'll be like, why did we ever not want to do this? But it doesn't appeal right off the bat.
Okay, what's your favorite quote or something that's related to your philosophy of life? Or can you think of any?
Yeah. I'm bad at remembering exact wording of things, but this is simple, but I do try to live it, that happiness is a choice. And you can make a whole bunch of money or a little bit of money, and that doesn't matter for happiness. I think that everyone can find joy in their life if they choose to, and it's kind of a state of mind. So you can be miserable or you can be happy in what you got. And I don't think it has anything to do with your opportunity or what you have or any those things matter. But if you focus on what it is you do have, then and work hard, then you can improve your life. So I think happiness is a choice, and that was a big mantra when I was helping to raise Kaylee, because she had a hard time focusing on what was right other than what was wrong. My boss often calls me sort of the eternal optimist, and I like living that way. And if I can't, it's very hard for me. I like to focus on the positive, and if that's going against the grain of what's around me, it's really hard for me because I can't live in a negative place.
Well, that's it.
That's it?
Do you want more?
I passed.
Do you want more?
No.
I could think of things on the fly.
That's hard.